And welcome to another installment of News from Korea. Yeah, I'm continuing it for now. Unfortunately, some of the top headlines still have to do with the suicides. I guess the loan sharks are now going after the widow of the guy who I first reported on. And that's big in the news. Something that's not in the top 10 news stories that I think would be a major news story in Korea, nice segue out of that, is there's a big scandal that's come up over rice subsidies last year that were supposed to go to farmers. It was about 500 billion won, which is about $384 million in government subsidies. Actually, this wasn't even just last year. This was the 2006 subsidies. And this is money that should go to the rice farmers to help them survive because they can buy rice cheaper from other places. These are some of the farmers who go out and protest. Well, it turns out a lot of high-level government officials and lawmakers, members of government, all parties, have been implicated in this. The subsidy program was begun in 2005 to help support rice farmers. GNP, Grand National Party, lawmakers have recently produced evidence from the Board of Audit and Inspection, briefed President Roh, who's not president now, in 2007 that a mass number of public servants may have schemed to pocket the subsidies. The report was kept under wraps, and one lawmaker said that the Roh government deleted all the relevant data that had been kept at the Korea Rural Community and Agricultural Corporation. So far, up to 7 incumbent high-level officials, including the Deputy Health Minister and at least 3 other lawmakers, appear to have received unlawful subsidies for rice farming. In total, the BAI reportedly uncovered that as many as 40,000 public servants and their relatives were involved in a scheme to fraudulently pocket around $384 million US. So now all the parties are all split, fighting it out with each other. So it's hard to say whether there will be a real investigation into it. The GNP, notwithstanding the involvement of its own lawmakers, maintains that the former Roh administration was mainly at fault because they failed to disclose the fraud case. And his party argues that the ruling party is trying to dodge responsibility. Under existing rules, only the people who actually produce rice and not the landowners are eligible to receive the subsidies that are provided as a social security net for rural areas, which tend to have lower income levels than cities. There have been protests about this. Still no protests about China, though. This is, 40,000 civil servants are probably involved in this. That's a pretty big scandal, or it would be back home, would be in America. Not big enough to make the top 10 news stories checked out by people in Korea, though. I like the way, and once again, it reminds me of politics back home. This government says, oh, it was the previous government's responsibility, and they didn't disclose it. And really, they've got, it's kind of right's kind of on their side. The other government didn't disclose it, but the other government, oh no, it's your responsibility because you're the sitting government now. It does remind me of the stupidity of politics back home. So, I guess it teaches us a lesson. Politicians everywhere are pretty stupid at times. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. May the good news be yours.